So this is a new thing that I'm gonna try. I have been running my close friends and family crazy with my South Park enjoyment. I started watching it way younger than I should have been, probably like 10 or 11, but yeah, I dropped off the bandwagon of it for a while, and then I've rediscovered it now as a 26-year-old, and I have a renewed appreciation of it. But I have also, time and time again, heard people talk about how they think it's just like fart jokes and crude humor, and like, don't get me wrong, like I get it, that stuff is in there. I'm not gonna say that it's your perfect Christian show, but I think that it is a lot more than that. And I would argue it's one of the best shows that has been on the air in a while. And I know people are like, oh yeah, really, Haley? But no, like, honestly, like, it's got like really good dramatic moments. It has like moments where it talks about deep subjects, and I don't take every single opinion of my own from this show, but the vast majority of, I feel like, their viewpoints on things I mostly agree with, because they typically take a very moderate, they see both sides of each of it, and that's truly how it is. It's never just one way or the other. There's always two sides to every story. But yeah, so long-winded intro, but I am just going to be crocheting a little bit, going through South Park, and talking a little bit why I think it is as great as it is. So yeah.
Come to school with me. Go home, you little dildo. Don't call my brother
Trying to get my mouse to stay out of the way.
I don't know. And I'll bet Carmen doesn't know either. I know what it means. Well, what? I'm not telling you. What's a dildo, Kenny?
And Kenny was particularly a character that I related to, because Kenny was like the poor kid, right? And another big thing was like, complaints of the show would be, why is it kids? Like, are you kidding me? This like came up. Why is it the kids that have to be the ones cussing? Like, why can't it just be adults? And from Trey, it was that that's how kids actually kind of talk to each other. And I mean, from my experience, I'm like, that is true. And even if not in like the cussing, like the way the boys talk to each other was very reminiscent of how I remember my relationships with my classmates in like middle school and high school and like elementary school. So even watching it back, it feels just as true to that. So it's good nostalgia in multiple ways.
Hello there, children.
Hey, Chef. What's gonna be for lunch today, Chef?
Well, today it's Salisbury steak with buttered noodles
And
a
of
choice
course,
green
Chef.
bean casserole. Or
Love
vegetable
Chef.
noodles.
Hey, guys.
Isaac Hayes is an amazing voice.
Did they give you an anal probe?
Yeah, so the main plot of this episode is that Cartman gets an anal probe, which this is not one of my favorite episodes by any stretch of the imagination.
Why would they do that?
Trey, on his own, the creator of the show, Trey Parker, said that he would delete the first 5 seasons of the show if he could. So that's how he feels about them. For me, I think that there's good episodes in every single season, and I will die on that hill.
We told you
But,
that
yeah, Cartman gets an anal probe, season 1, episode 1. Plot is not the most interesting to me, but it gives us a great introduction, and I'm more so impressed by just what Matt and Trey were able to do freshly coming out of college with just construction paper, largely by themselves, with like their workers and assistants that like help them like cut out the paper and like, you know, position it. And I believe it's like 60 frames per second, so if you can imagine like 60 pictures per second for a 21-minute show. So I don't know, I'm impressed by it. And this is the only episode of the entire show that was done fully out of construction paper. The rest of them were computer animated, because this one episode alone took 3 weeks, so it's not really replicatable as quickly as Comedy Central wanted. No!
Cartman, are those the same visitors you saw? Shut up, you guys. It's not working. We have to do something. Well, we can't do anything for now. That fat bitch won't
initially they wanted South Park to be more of like a cryptid type show like X-Files, but in the same vein, like X-Files was popular, so they worried about it being compared to that too much, and they wanted to more so be their own thing. But that's why the plot of this first episode was more so supernatural, was because they initially wanted it to be more of a supernatural show. I love and hate like magic rings and crochet. They're always kind of finicky for me. Like I can do them, but it's painful the whole time.
My friend Mr. Hank is going to tell us about Christopher Columbus. That's right, Mr. Garrison. Christopher Columbus discovered America and was the Indians' best friend. He helped the Indians win their war against Frederick Douglass and free the Hebrews from Napoleon and discovered France.
So, Mr. Garrison is one of the most interesting characters because they changed so much in the show. Like, literally, like, physically, genderly, like, spiritually, emotionally, like, every way that you can change, they've changed. I also love the story of why Garrison has Mr. Hat, where he's, like, moving the puppet. So, Trey actually went to, kindergarten in Nashville, which I love because I am from Tennessee. So whenever there's like a shout out to like Tennessee and something, like I'm super excited about it. But he was talking about on the commentary how he went to kindergarten in Nashville and he didn't think the teacher was very good because all she did was put a cassette tape in and play a recording of a lesson, and then the teacher would just move her hand like a puppet. So like the teacher wasn't actually teaching. The teacher's job was essentially just to like move her hand and flap it.
How can I eat when I'm fighting fire?
Oh, my heart. Stindy. Is Wendy Tester Burger. I don't even like her.
And you obviously like her because you throw up every time she talks to you. I do not. Hi, guys. Hi, baby. Here's Sam. This is for you.
Bye, Wendy.
But nobody believed you?
Oh, children. That's a problem we all have to face at some time or another. Here, let me sing you a little song. It might clear things up. I'm gonna make love to you, woman. Do you feel better?
No.
Oh, come on, children. Don't be so bad. It's Salisbury Steak Day.
It's Salisbury Steak Day.
For children.
And the Judah and the singer. I love to sing it.
What the hell was that? He is under alien control. That's it. It's them. Give me back my brother.
Oh, first kitty death.
They killed Kitty. You bastard. Come back here. Come back. Damn it. We were so close. Hey, look. I think Kitty's okay.
Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, well, first kitty death. Nope, he's up. Oh, first kitty death.
By Officer Butt Baby.
Wow, poor Kitty.
Wow, poor Kitty.
Now, Beth, I'm pissed off.
Here, I made you powdered donut pancake surprise.
I don't want powdered donut pancakes fat. All the kids at school call me fat.
You're not fat, you're big bone.
That's what I say.
You can have an eensy weensy bit, can't you?
No,
Just a weensy eensy woo.
no, leave me alone, Mom.
How about a nice chocolate chicken pot pie?
And I like that it's shown from the beginning that Leanne is like very enabling to Cartman. Because I think at first it was kind of like they were just trying to do like ah ha ha, like the crappy kid that's like mean to everybody. But then in the more recent seasons, it's like they're almost like paying for their raising too. And like Leanne, like his mom, is very visibly like over Cartman. It's like, I don't know how to fix my son now. He's absolutely out of control. And I think it's interesting to have seen it develop.
I think you need to spend time with your little friends.
I don't want to spend time with her.
Don't be difficult, Eric.
Don't be difficult, Eric.
You go out and play in the fun snow.
In the fun snow. With this one, it's another like technical thing that I like because it's just a black piece of construction paper and they just pinprick holes in it and they have like a light shining behind it for like the stars. And I just think it's neat how it was like very like homegrown and like all the little like tricks they did it. Because I don't know, I feel like you watch stuff and like you're just so shocked by it, and it's just interesting to see like the parts of how it gets together, and it seems more possible, I guess.
Hey, down here, we are ready for your wisdom. And you only got
Chef is kind of like that chill uncle character to the kids, and it seems like they seem more comfortable like coming to him for advice than like their parents.
I know there's no such thing as aliens.
What the? I tell you, there's some crazy stuff going on in this town. You can say that again, Mr. Garrison.
And typically this is where Kyle would have his like moment of the episode where he like, you know, gets on his soapbox and tells us what we should learn, but he decides to just cuss this episode. That was another critique of like the first initial episodes, was that every other word out of their mouth was a swear, and that was also something that they dialed back on because the skit that they produced that made them get South Park, they cussed a lot, so they felt as though that was what was expected of them. But then as they learned and they got their feel for what they wanted the show to be, it didn't become so much about that.
Hey, do your impersonation of David Caruso's career. It's my turn.
Moo, moo.
Wait! Where are you going, alien visitors? Come back!
Well, Chef, where's this amazing thing you're going to show us?
Well, it's in the bedroom, ladies. Come on in.
Thanks for your help, Wendy. Whatever, dude. Hey, I didn't throw up. Cool.
Hey, I did throw up.
I definitely think one of the things that can be enjoyable about South Park is it's one of those shows that definitely has like a cavalcade of characters. It's just like, you know, you have all the townspeople, like you have the kids, like there's pretty much a character that everyone can identify with in one way or the other. And even Matt and Troy said themselves that like they kind of projected themselves more into the boys initially, but now that they're like in their 50s themselves and they have children, they find themselves like in the shoes of the parents in the show, and they feel like they identify more with the parents. So even they have grown with the show.
Oh, hey, Cartman. Wow, Cartman, the visitors dropped you off just in time to go to school. Man, it was a nightmare last night. Really? What about? Ending out in a field, and I had this huge satellite dish sticking out of my butt. And then there was hundreds of cows and aliens, and then I went up on the ship, and Scott Baio gave me pink eye. That wasn't a dream, Cartman. That really happened.
That really happened.
Why don't I have pink eye then? Cartman, you do have pink eye.
Yeah.